If we come to the geopolitical stress which is there in JLR, you have Britain, then you have Europe, where you said now things are looking little better, and then you have now the duty structures which have certainly come in from China. All three. In all these things, at least 50 to 60% of your sales are coming from these three regions.
That's right.
How are you going to manage that kind of thing? Because Britain is still uncertain till the end of the year. Europe, a little bit of certainty has come in, but again it's going to be a slow start. And China, we don't know how competition is going to react.
I think let's start with UK. I think as far as UK is concerned, Brexit is I think the diesel part of it, once we get our portfolio methodically, because look at by 2029 majority of the portfolio goes electric. By 2020 everything has got one electric option. That is the way to play that risk, so the consumer is neutral to that. And we have seen whenever you put an electric product in the market option, the plug-in hybrid option, sales are back to where they were before. So there's no brand issue. It's a consumer worry issue about residual values. Once we get that right, product is starting to sell, no worries there. Brexit is a key conversation to be had. And what is the contours of the Brexit? Nobody knows. So therefore that is something which we are very closely working with the government there, very closely working with a lot of industry bodies to ensure that it is represented correctly and we get the right decision for everybody involved in this. That for me is if I distill out everything else in this one thing which we are beyond the point we can't do much about is contours of Brexit. Yeah, that's clear. Europe, as far as concerned, starting to come back gradually. The Slovakia plant begins by end of the year.
Yeah.
And
what will be the capacity for that?
We're at about 100,000 vehicles, so we're comfortable on supplying. We start with a few models and then the rest goes in as well. So some element of Brexit will have an impact on what are the contours of the export-import transactions that happen. But Europe gradually coming back is a call-out that we wanted to make. China, I think the customs duty reduction in the long term is going to be beneficial for JLR. We welcome that development. We explicitly said so yesterday. And as far as that conversation of how to build the Chinese business going forward will have to be thought through, and the teams are all over it.
So that brings me to the second cylinder, which is Cherry JLR, which is there. What is the kind of investments you're looking at China at this moment? Because 45% is localized, I think, and 55% is imported. That's what you told me yesterday.
That's right.
So what is the kind of investment there? Are you bringing more capacity?
At this point in time, they have about 5 odd nameplates, if my memory is right, that they make there, and that's what we intend to keep at this point in time.
And no volume growth?
They're on a strong growth path. They should continue to grow. There's no worries as far as China is concerned.
And so additional investments not going to come in from into China?
Not at this point in time. It's a profitable, cash accretive business, so there's no worry at this point in time.